Hello and happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us for our third installment for our commemoration of this year's Mobiversary. We are talking to Eric Henry Walker, who I am elated to have with us. He is out in Arizona, and he is actually one of the sunshines of one of our own, Karita Walker. And so we are doing 7 years of rising up, and Eric wants to be called Eric. Eric has a great story to share, and so we are super excited. Eric, thank you for joining us.
Definitely, definitely. I just want to say thank you so much for having me on here on this amazing platform. It's definitely super hot out here in Arizona, pushing the 105 plus. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. It's gonna be cool.
All right, well, at least you're indoors and you got your drapes going on, so we're
Yeah.
not going to be too hot, right?
Yes,
I
man.
am in Houston, and so I experienced the same. I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to start out. Tell us a little bit about you. You're 18, you just graduated high school. Tell us about the last year or so of your life.
Definitely. So yeah, I just graduated from Williamsville High School, a great high school. And I played football and baseball there, and the football program was amazing. So was the baseball program. And I honestly, out of my 4 years of high school, I don't think I could ask for anything more. It was amazing. Especially this last year, my senior year, it was definitely a lot more grind when it comes to, finding the right college, finding what I want to do in life. Because really, you come out of high school and it's like, dang, I'm done with high school. Like, what am I supposed to do? But I definitely made it work. Grinding, trying to get scholarships and, just, all that to talk about. So definitely, yeah.
So tell me where you're going to land. Where are you
Uh,
going?
yeah. So I'm going to Cornell College. It's located in Mount Vernon, Iowa. And
Okay.
I'm playing football and baseball on a partial scholarship. And I'm studying biochemistry and molecular biology.
Now, before the call, you said that you want to be a professional baseball player when you get older, right? That's the goal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um, and I'm a parent, I have sons, I have daughters, and we talk about just kind of that fallback. And I kind of chuckled because you said that molecular biology and biochemistry are your fallback. And like I couldn't imagine those subjects being the fallback plan. So tell me a little bit about why you chose that.
Definitely. It definitely had to start with my junior year.
Mhm.
I had this teacher, his name was Mr. Cassidy.
Okay.
And he helped me so much when it came to I took chemistry and AP chemistry with him. And
Mhm.
he just helped me so much when it came to, finding what I want to do in college. And I just fell in love with chemistry and biology. And then my senior year, I had another teacher for bioscience, and it was Mr. Brock. And he is also the same way. And he just helped me, gain the love for biology and chemistry. Everything starts from something. And
Mhm.
so I think of it as a fallback because it came very easy to me. It just I can't really explain it. It just comes to me, if that makes sense. So I just really enjoy learning and reading the books, staying in the books and all that. I just enjoy it.
Okay, okay. So you are one of five boys. God bless you, Karita. And you are the oldest at home, but you do have one older brother. And we are talking about 7 years of rising up, and we are taking this opportunity to highlight individuals in the community, young and old, who are making a difference. And, at 18, most people, don't think of 18-year-olds as kind of staples in their community and kind of probably doing their own thing, but that's not the case for you. You have had an interesting course, been featured several times in school in terms of how you give back to your community. I know you've experienced some hills and some valleys, but you have stayed your course. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've experienced and what brought you to where you are now, and why you feel it's so important to be who you are in your community.
Most definitely. So I definitely say everything started as, my during my freshman year. Coming in the freshman year, I was excited. I was ready for the brand new. It was a whole new experience. And then towards the end of my freshman year, it kind of just went downhill. I
Okay.
ended up breaking my leg in football freshman year. It was the last game of the season. And then a little whiles later, my dad had passed away to heart failure, and it was unexpected, unfortunately. And so I kind of had to fall back on, Jesus Christ and our church, our amazing church, New Home Baptist Church. I just fell back on them and fell back on Jesus. And I found this verse that I like, Philippians 4:13. And it says, I can do, whatever I can do through, I have the strength through God. And so I've always that's kind of just like my motto. And so ever since then, I've always just been, staying true to the word of God and, following his ways, what would Jesus do? All of that. And that's definitely helped me, into a different person. I had to mature a lot faster as well, so I can help take care of my younger brothers, helping around the house, helping my mom, especially now that I'm going off to college. I think I've prepared my younger brothers, enough so they can help my mom out when I'm gone. But I just want to take the next step forward in life. And I'm following the steps as my older brother did. He graduated college. He kind of, paved the way for me. So now it's my chance to, help take a step and pave the way for my three younger brothers as well.
And losing your dad in your freshman year, that's a pivotal time for you. That's really like you're just embarking on your high school career, and you're in a situation where you're looking to him for guidance. Who did you lean on during that time?
Definitely, I leaned on a lot of family, but I also did have amazing friends at that time,
Mhm.
especially people on my football team, especially one of my closest friends to this day. His name is Joshua Dye. He's currently, he graduated the same year as me, and he's currently at the University of Texas Pueblo right now for running back. It's a D1. And so he had a great work ethic. He was just a great person to be around. And we kind of just connected because we both wanted something more than just, you know, playing football and, just going home. So we both kind of connected together with, the Lord Jesus Christ. And also another friend, Mateus Bug, the same way. We have the same values. We all want to get to the same place. And our goal at the time was to play college ball.
Mhm.
And so basically all three of us are now going off to separate colleges, of course, but it was definitely a great time. Definitely. But they've helped me grow into a different person and, stay true to myself.
It's really easy in your situation, especially as young as you were when you lost your dad and experienced a break, your leg was broken. I saw pictures, so it was like significantly, bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a significant break, and I'm sure at that moment you didn't really know how you were going to come out the other end, whether you would still be able to play or not. What was it that made you decide that rather than being angry or feeling sorry for yourself, that you wanted to not just pick yourself up, but you do so much in your community to pick others up? Tell us a little bit about that and why you got there.
Yeah, definitely. So, my personality, I'm definitely not more of someone to get angry or, frustrated really easily. And as I used to be the middle child, but basically, as I've always had to, mediate between my younger brothers and my older brother, whoever's fighting. So I've always had to, be the one who's calm and collected and
Mhm.
figure out a problem. And I think that kind of goes back onto, how I love biochemistry and molecular biology so much is because, you're going to have problems where you're just stuck on something. And, if it's hard, you might be stuck on it for an hour, 2 hours plus. But my mentality is that I try to become 1% better. And after 100 days, I should be 100% better. And I feel like that if I just chip away at something, something small, and I just stay
Mhm.
consistent and stay my discipline, I can do whatever I want in life.
Sure.
So it's definitely got to come with I have a really great attitude when it comes to hitting problems. And I just have to, finish what I started, basically.
I would have to agree with you. I think you have a wonderful attitude. Tell me about what you do in the community. We talked a little before the call about how you serve the community. Tell me what you do in your neighborhood and then what you do abroad.
Okay, yeah. So in my neighborhood, there's a lot of kids who play different sports. And, some kids come up to me wanting to learn how to play baseball. And so I would go around to our neighborhood park and I would just teach some kids how to play baseball. And I might not be the best at it right now, but I definitely have a lot of experience in, high school ball and, little league ball that I can help these kids get to where they want to be. And so they've always seen me in my garage hitting baseballs and stuff. So, we have some neighbors across the street. So sometimes they see me hitting balls, they're like, "Can I come over?" And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, bro. We can get some hits in." And
Mhm.
then I also do feed my starving children as well. And that's basically you can go in there as a group or by yourself, and you go in there and you help make these meals for, third world countries and people who aren't as fortunate as us in the US. And so I think it's a really big problem that we can help, solve, one meal at a time. But I think it's really good to, get out there and, help people as much as I can.
So, in preparation for this conversation, I had a pretty lengthy convo with your mom, and I just asked her, she sent me a paragraph about you and she had great things to say, but I just wanted to know from a mom's perspective, um, what you meant to her. Like if she had to summarize your role in the house in one word, and she called you her rock, how does that make you feel?
I think that's like the perfect like example. Definitely the rock, because the
Mhm.
rock has to stay strong, but it's also, there for people who can lean back on other people, and I can also lean back on my mom or my younger brothers or my older brother if I need help. But
Mhm.
I feel like I'm always there for people. And, I just like caring for people and helping out, people in need. I think it's just who I am.
So when you get to college, you'll have your course load and your caseload, and you'll be playing sports. What other kinds of things are you interested in when you get there?
Definitely. Although I'm still doing a really tough major, I still want to do some type of thing in film. I do freelance work right now, and I do video and audio, and I
Mhm.
edit videos for different companies and small businesses as well. So I think I'm gonna take those skills, to generate some type of income while I'm there in college to, help out people there if they need any videos or even just any type of journalism, because I'm also really good at, getting things down to a T. And I think yeah, I think it's just where I'm at.
At 18, you seem very mature and sure of what your gifts and talents are. How did you get there? What was that process for you? What did your parents give you that got you to a point where you see yourself for you?
Definitely a lot of trial and error, but it was definitely also a lot of communication. And so I told my mom, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber when I was younger. And so my mom, saved up enough money for me to get, an Elgato, which is like a streaming kit. And I learned, basis of how to stream and how to get people to watch videos and stuff. And so I think it's definitely had to come down to my mom and my dad, just always staying by me, always, supporting whatever I want to do and, any of my different endeavors. So
Okay. And what do you do when you have a bad day? What is it that you lean on?
I definitely lean on my younger brothers just to smile. If I have a really bad day, I know that they are always, they're always laughing, doing something. And I think that's a really big part of, I come home sometimes and it's like, dang, I just didn't have a great day. But I can come up to my little brothers, Dalton, Duke, or Silas, and they'll be, chuckling, laughing, even if they had a bad day, next minute later, they're just gonna be laughing, chuckling. So I think this show is just a really good energy to be around them.
How old are they?
Dalton is 8, Duke is 6, and Silas is 3. And then I also have my older brother who is 24.
Sound like you got a lot going on over there to keep you on your toes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you talked a lot about what you do for others and you talked about sports. Tell me what other kinds of things you do just for fun. What do you do to just enrich your life?
Definitely. So I also I started the senior year on this discipline, and I've always, every time I wake up, I'll open the book to a random, the Bible to a random page, and I would just read until, sometimes it's a small little verse, but then sometimes I'll read a whole paragraph or something. And I also brought this right here that I got my sophomore year, and it's a Bible for athletes. I'm part of
Okay.
the program called FCA, it's Fellow
Mhm,
Christian Athletes.
mhm.
And so my strength and conditioning coach, Brad St. Louis, he gave me this book. And basically, if there's anything that I'm worried about when it comes to sports, maybe underperforming or, loss in confidence or something, I can go to this Bible right here, and I can look up anything that will relate to the current problem that I'm having. So I
Mhm.
definitely do that, a lot of that for enrichment. I also play a lot of video games with my little brothers, because they like to play Minecraft and Fortnite and all that. So I like playing with them. So they're really funny to, be around and play. But I also like just going to the park and, just chilling with them. They like to slide down the slide and stuff. And it's really good energy to be around.
So at 18, if you were talking to the freshman class of your high school or the freshman class of any high school, what advice do you have?
I've always wanted to answer this question. Like, I did so many interviews when I was in high school, and like I said the same exact question, but definitely, I think I would say that enjoy high school, because it's gonna go by fast, definitely. And it's not something that you take for granted, but it's not something that you just let fly by either. It's definitely an experience that everyone should experience. And you know, I feel like you should, it's a grind, and just have fun while you're at it.
Now, you've used that word several times. I've watched a video of you as well where you use the word grind and you say you grind. Tell me, define that for us. What does grind mean to you? What does that look like?
I'd say grind to me. I think grind is definitely a different, like, or not different, but it's definitely a one of my staples, is because um grind is like when I get to it, when I have a goal and I know I want to get to this goal and I want to reach this goal, you can have all of the motivation in the world, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't have discipline.
Okay.
It does not mean anything if you don't have discipline. And I feel like I think I have a lot of discipline when it comes to whatever I want to reach to my goals or anything. And like I said earlier, just 1% better, that's it, progress regardless. And so I have the discipline to, put my mind to anything I want to do, and you just chip away at it, chip away at it, chip away at it until I reach my goal. And I feel like grind is just, it's just another word for discipline for me.
Okay. And where do
Yeah.
you put your goals? Do you journal? Do you have a vision board? How do you track your successes?
Oh, I make notes. So I had like the notes on like iPhone, Apple. I don't really get the writing down thing. I know it helps out a lot of people, but
Mhm.
for me, it's kind of good for me to just put it in the phone, and I can just look at it whenever I need to. And in times of triumph, I'll look at the notes and be like, how am I supposed to get here? Or it's like, if I'm supposed to get here, what are the steps to take to,
Mhm.
get up here? It's not going to be one big jump. It's going to be multiple steps
Mhm.
up and up and up to get there. And so I definitely think it's definitely, yeah, I use the phone to help get my notes down and everything. But yeah.
So you're super disciplined, you have a vision, you know where you want to be. How do you handle when you have challenges? How do you keep yourself from being super hard on yourself? And what do you do to refocus?
Um, I think I'm a perfectionist when it comes down to anything,
Mhm.
but no one can be perfect. You
Mhm.
can strive to be great, but no one can be perfect.
Mhm.
And so that's one thing you need to always be in our mind, because we're humans. Everyone makes mistakes.
Mhm.
No matter if it's big or small, everyone makes mistakes, and you need to know how to learn and come back from them. And so I take a lot of advice from, my grandma, my great grandma, and my mom. And, any advice is good advice because they made the same mistakes and they don't want to see you make the same mistakes. and life is too short to make the same mistakes when you've already, heard it a million times.
Mhm.
And so I think that's a really big thing, is just, learn from other people's mistakes, as well as, your own mistakes, and just try to come back, because nothing lasts forever. You're already past your bad days,
Mhm.
so.
That's a wonderful attitude to have. You said something, you said any advice is good advice. Tell me how you handle peer pressure. At 18, there's tons of kiddos out there that are not doing the same things that you're doing. They're not as disciplined as you. They're not as focused as you are. And for I know for me, when I was coming up, peer pressure is a real thing. How do you avoid those types of situations to keep your eye focused on what it is that you're trying to accomplish?
Definitely knowing what people to stick around, one, just good friends to be around, because if you're in the wrong crowd, you're associating with them. You're going to be a part of it, whether you like it or not, because you're associated. And so I think one thing that helps me not follow peer pressure is knowing that most of the times, it's sometimes people want to bring you down, and not everyone has the same goal for you as you. And so
Mhm.
you kind of have to be somewhat closed-minded, but also open-minded, just to know that some people may be your friends, but really in reality, they kind of want what you have, they're kind of jealous, or wherever it might be, it's not for good intention. And
Mhm.
sometimes you can't be so naive to, oh, he's just my friend. Yeah, he doesn't really mean it. But no, like, it's just how it is sometimes.
Sounds like you have a really good sense of discernment. You have a really good ability to kind of figure out what's good and bad. Um, what do you do if you're feeling down? Like you said, we all make mistakes. If you were talking to someone who didn't always get it right, what would you tell them?
If I was talking to somebody that wouldn't always get it right, I'd tell them that nobody's perfect, and you can never be perfect, but you can always learn from your mistakes. And
Mhm.
if you're somebody that makes a lot of mistakes, it's okay, because you can always come back again and find where your faults are at. And for me, if I'm down or having a bad day, I'm an athlete, so I like to go to the gym or something, because one thing is, the weights are only going to get heavier. They're never going to get lighter. I mean, 225 might feel light on bench, but then there's also 315. That's a lot heavier, and then there's 405, and
Mhm.
it also gets heavier and heavier. And so that's one thing, because the one thing I like about lifting is because, you know, there's no end to it. Like, even the people who are, um, have the best bench in the world, that's still not heavier than 5 pounds, whatever they hit. They can still, there's still heavier weights to be lifted. There's never really an ending goal. It's always something to reach. So
There's never end to lifting. That's a whole word, Eric.
yeah.
That's a whole word. There's never end to lifting. And you keep on lifting. And I think that, we can talk to a lot of people who do things and are on the news and in newspapers and are highlighted across this country and across this world. But there's something to be said for you being who you are in your community and positioning yourself not just to receive but to give back to your community, to give back to your household. And so, definitely a story of rising up. If we ended this with what you would say to your father, how you would honor him as you continue to move forward, what would that be?
I definitely say that I want to make him proud. I know he's already proud for, you know, help graduating high school, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. I know I can do more. I know I will graduate college, and I know I will have a successful life, and I'll be financially free. And I still want to do some more stuff and some more good out there than, just to worry about myself. I want to do some good for other people who aren't as fortunate as I am. And so I feel like every day I kind of just have in the back of my head that I know he's here. I know Jesus Christ is there with me at all times, and they just want to see me win. They want to see me succeed. And I know he's always there in my right hand corner, and I can do anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I completely and totally agree with that. And not only is he in your corner, but all of your Mob United aunties are as well. And we are so excited to meet you and learn from you, learn about you, and to continue to follow you as you move forward. How can we help you? What can we do for you?
Um, Definitely. I like a little publicity, but but uh I just like the encouragement. I like a lot of encouragement. It helps me push forward knowing that I have people who want to see me win, or people who um want to see me succeed.
Mhm.
And where I want to go in life, uh not a lot of people are fortunate enough to go, or not a lot of people are able to financially get there. And that's just definitely something that I want to work on, is when I graduate college, I want to be financially free.
Mhm.
So I've been putting in the work, grind, and
Mhm.
trying to get these scholarships and grants, and not just take the easy way route and make the same mistakes as my mom did.
Mhm.
But she's also been telling me for advice, like, hey, don't make the same mistakes as I did. You need to do it this way instead of the way I did, because you're going to end up like me instead of. But definitely, yeah.
Okay, okay. And when you say end up like me, are you talking about college debt? Is that what you're
Yes,
referring to?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, we have to learn from our experiences. Eric, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
having
much
me.
for sharing your rise up. Thank you for sharing your story and just coming and letting all your Mob United aunties meet you. We will continue to highlight the stories of those who are rising up in their communities. Join us next week for our next installment as we continue to commemorate 7 years of rising up for Mob United. Eric Henry Walker, son of our own Karita Walker, thank you so much for joining us, and you have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a great opportunity to get on here and tell my story, and maybe I'm able to help other people with my story that are listening in. So
Absolutely. Take care.
see ya.
Bye-bye.